Hey traders, in this video I'm going to talk about what trading software I use and why. And this video here is because I had a lot of questions just recently saying, what is the trading software you use on this video, on these videos that you do, John? So the video that the software that I use is actually a software called TC2000. And this is the software through here. Okay, this is the software here, and you can customize. The good thing about this is you can customize, this to the way that you like it. So the way that I've got it here is I've got the this list over here, which I can change to the Dow Jones and all that sort of stuff as well too. Then I've got like the major indices here, so I've got like I can see what the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, the Russell, the S&P, what all those different markets are doing. I also have a few different other watch lists here as well too, and then I have my silver and gold here. So obviously right now what you're looking at it much more squeezed up, but when I'm looking at it when it's blowing up, I also get to see what's happening with the silver and gold as well too. So I get a bit of a glance as soon as I open up my software. I get a bit of a glance what's been happening that day on the overall markets when it comes to the indices and when it comes to silver and gold. And then I also have like things like the GDXJ, JNUG, and things like oil as well too. Makes sense. And then also the HUI, things to do with silver and gold, things to do with the markets over here. Makes sense. And then what I also can do is I also can see which one are the bigger movers. So I can click on the S&P 500, and then now I can see, oh look, these like McDonald's. I can see McDonald's and Verizon was also a big mover on the upside today. If I change this here, then it tells me, oh, I can see Dish. I can see Dish is also one of the bigger movers throughout the day. So I can really quickly see what's going on through here. And so that's basically what I use this software and how I use this software here. Now, the way that I like to trade is I always like to trade. Let me open this chart up a bit more here. The way I like to trade is I like to make sure that I'm looking at my daily charts because I'm trading the daily charts, and then I also have the weekly charts to the right over here. Make sense? So that's what I've got through there. And this, as you can see, my charts are really simple. Just 1 or 2 moving averages on here. And that's all I really use. And so I just keep it really simple. Now, what I like to do is I like to see a short-term view, a medium-term view, and a longer-term view. So instead of me changing these time frames, I've just set this up. So this chart to the left here is my daily chart. So this one here, I can see what's happening over the last 3 months. My next time frame here is I can see what's been happening. Let me move this over here. I can see what's been happening over the last 6 months. And then this next one here, I can see what's been happening over the last 1 year. Makes sense? Now this is still the daily chart. All these are daily charts. It just gives me a different perspective of where that market's at. The reason why I'm looking at it, because if I get something that looks like a really good entry signal, looking at the last 3 months, then I'm going to double check these here to make sure that the market's not overextended, make sure there's no major support levels through there, etc., etc. Where is the trend? All that sort of stuff. Makes sense? So that's what I'm doing through here. Now on this weekly chart over here, what am I doing? I'm just basically looking for trend. I'm looking for the trend, see if I'm trading with the trend, and also major key areas of support or resistance. So I'm firstly looking at this one here, which is about roughly say 12 months worth of weekly chart, and I'm looking at through there. And then I start to bring it out a bit longer here. So this one here is roughly, what's that? 3 or 4 years worth of data. And then I have another one, which just gives me the maximum view to see where we are over the last say 9-10 years. And the reason why I'm doing that is to see if there's any significant areas that I need to be aware of when trading these stocks or when trading these indices or all that sort of stuff, because it's so important to see where you are in the overall time, where you are in the markets, because I guarantee if you're getting into a trade and the market's been running on for quite some time, that's a very low probability trade. Makes sense? What I mean by that is that we're now likely to get a pullback, right? It's called price and time, or the market goes for a run, and then we're now likely to get a bit of a pullback. So that's what I like to use this software for here, and what I also like to use it for is I like to use it for the options. So if I'm looking at this stock here, I've got my option tab here as well, and then I can just change it from calls and puts. I can just change it. Let me just bring this down here a little bit more so you guys can see everything here. So now I can also get a glance of the call options through here, and also the put options through here as well too. I can change the different timelines. I love trading options. Options are phenomenal. And so I can see, and then all of here, I can see the bid, the ask, I can see the volume traded, I can see the open interest, and also the delta as well too. And that because I trade options over the US market. So I use that through there. And then what I also do is I have this tab over here, which is the same sort of setup, but it's mainly for my scans. Now I have scans that scans like the entire markets that I can trade options over. And then I simply am just looking at, now this is squeezed up a bit more here, but I'm just looking for these scans are different scans. This one here, and this one here. And I've got this one here, and this one here. And as you can see, right, these are scans that scan literally the entire market that trade options, and it brings back potential trades. It brings back potential trades that may fit my criteria, and then I just simply go through them every single day. And then also over here, I just simply have a generic scan that I look at, and I can sort of from highest to lowest, from there to there, and then I can do that through it. But again, I'm using these for my scans to see what's been happening with the market. What are the bigger movers? What big moves on the upside, big moves on the downside? I'm looking for big volume spikes, open and close, big bullish and bearish, big bullish up bars, bearish down bars, stuff like that. Basically, my trading rules I'm looking for to see where there is trades. And then all I'm doing is, as I'm going through these trades, what am I doing? I'm just looking at, okay, does this one here, do I have a breakaway bar? Yes. Does it meet my trading rules? Look to the daily chart, look to the weekly chart. If it looks pretty good on that timeline, say this here, like right now it looks pretty good, then what I'll do is then I'll add it to another watch list called setups for today. So I'll say, for example, this one here was one I like on this watch list. I'd right click on this one, I'd copy it to say setups for today. And then I simply keep going through. Oh, there's Tesla. Does that meet the rules? Not really. Does this one meet the rules? Not really. Does this one meet the rules? And so once I see something that looks pretty good, after I've done all my scans, which takes about half an hour to go through, then I'll come back over here, and then I'll bring up my other watch list, which is called setups for today down the bottom here. And now I can click on this one here, and then now I can simply go through and do all my analysis once again, which means I'm looking at the shorter time frame, medium time frame, the longer time frame, seeing where we are. Oh, look, there's actually major support level through there. I didn't know that. What's happening here on the short-term chart? Once again, I'm seeing a bit of support level through there. Is there anything I can see here on the longer chart? And then that's basically what I'm looking for. I'm looking for trend and so on and so forth. So this is the software that I use, TC2000. I think it's phenomenal now I use this only for the US stocks. For my futures and forex trading, I use another software, but this is what I use. This is the trading platform, or this is the trading software that I use to do all my analysis. And then I go over to Interactive Brokers to place all my trades for the options. I don't trade through this here. I do all my analysis. I check out the option pricing and see which one there. Once I'm good to go, then I open up my brokering platform through Interactive Brokers, and I trade options through there. After being mentored by 4 different 7-figure traders, I've realized they all have some things in common that actually help them do really, really well in the markets. So I'm actually putting on a free training where I'm going to walk you through the 7 simple but powerful universal laws to becoming a consistent profitable trader while achieving a very high success rate without spending 13 years trying to figure it all out. Plus, I'm going to walk you through the absolute details of my #1 trading system that I trade every single day. The very first link in the description, click on that, and you'll be able to go check it all out and be able to go see this free training. And I'm going to walk you through every single detail of these 7 universal laws so you too can start to have the odds on your side. So go do that right now, and I'll see you on the next page.